Hi, my name is Jonathan Vince, and I've decided to do a little video series on my journey trying to get a real estate investment. And I am going to go for no editing. Probably will have to edit, but I'm going to go for just being myself and talking to the camera. I just want to share my journey in a way that I'm not sure is being done. I think that most people most novices in real estate, or really anything, but we'll focus it to real estate right now, when they look for advice or they go on YouTube or they read books, they're getting it from somebody who's already pretty far down the road. And when that person who's pretty far down the road is sharing the steps of how to get where they got, I find that oftentimes they leave out certain details or forget certain things, so that when they're saying, oh, it's easy, do this, this, and this, but they don't usually say it's easy, but they just say simply take these steps. They forget about a privilege that was there, that they had, or a lucky event, or something else. So I guess the short version is I thought maybe it might be helpful for other newbie investors to actually watch videos of someone else who is where they're at, and learn through my doing it, through my mistakes. So I'm not going to pretend. I don't feel the impulse or need to pretend or to come off as somebody who knows, as the authority in the area. That's usually what you need if you're going to put a video out there. I'm not the authority on this, but what I can offer is watch me as I learn this process. Watch me as I fall, and as I have victories. And I'm just going to share what I know, and hopefully I'm expecting this in comments and perhaps even conversations that I might have with some viewers in the future. I expect that I will learn a lot and get some good advice. So this is me attempting to document my journey, flipping. Well, really right now it would be a house flip. I'll tell you about that in a second. But my journey towards my first investment property, and then obviously I'd like to use that to grow that into a larger portfolio. So where I'm at right now is I've been trying to identify markets in the United States to invest in. My wife and I don't qualify for anything yet. We've tried with 3 different lenders, and just the nature of our income. I'm self-employed and she's part-time W-2, and we just don't make enough. And we live in California. It's expensive to buy here, to say the least. So I've been trying to identify some good out-of-state markets to get a buy and hold rental property. I had been wanting a multifamily. Now I've had my mind turned on to a single family residence, as long as it's a low vacancy, as long as all these, there's basically a lot of factors that would need to line up to make it a good area. And if it's a good area, then single family is usually also a good idea, and you shouldn't exclude it. Everyone wants multifamily, it seems, but if you have a good family in there, they might even be more likely to take better care of your property and actually end up giving you a better cash flow. Anyway, that's what I've been focusing my time on. I'm a teacher. It's summertime, so I've been full-time aggressively pursuing getting a rental property. So I won't go into all those details. I will tell you right now where my focus is. It was, I guess, a good diversion I was in Bakersfield, and I was with my father-in-law, and we were looking for properties, just checking out the area. And we were looking at triplexes and I think a couple duplexes, and then ended up visiting some people that he knows. And across the street there was a vacant home, and I asked about it. And it turns out the lady that had lived there was, I guess, neighborly friends with the people that we were visiting. So I asked for her number, and they gave it to me, and I called her. The home had been vacant for 18 years, still is vacant. I called her, set up a meeting, brought out a contractor, brought out a realtor that I had been connected with through a friend of mine who flips luxury houses. But this realtor works in Bakersfield, and he came out. We took a look at the property. The contractor, we took the boards off, went inside. It looks like something that will definitely be a great flip. Now my struggle is getting the owner to just to say, okay, let's do this. She gave me a verbal yes after 3 months of trying. This past Friday, today is July 25th. It's Wednesday. So this past Friday, she gave me a verbal yes. Finally, I pinned her down. Very hard to get hold of this person, but now the struggle is getting her to let go of it, because the property has been vacant for 18 years. 18 years that she has just not been able to bring herself to get rid of it. She's got stacks of those yellow letter offers, we'll buy your house. She's had people offer verbally, and she just could never bring herself to sell the home. And it's boarded up. It has had problems with vagrants living in it. It was a mess when we opened it up and looked inside. I saw a sign, one of those cardboard signs that you see on the freeway off-ramps, that said, "I bet you can't hit me with a quarter." So I thought that was pretty clever. Pizza boxes and sleeping bags and things like that inside the house. And it is listed by code enforcement as an electrical hazard, a sanitation hazard. It has no heating. It's unfit for living. It's got all these things against it, all of which can be taken care of if we flipped it. So anyway, getting her to agree to sell it, it's quite an emotional process for her. In fact, that day that I was out there with her, I brought my father-in-law and my mother-in-law as well, and they all three of us had to counsel her. Basically, there were several different times at which we had to counsel her that getting rid of something is good. I had to take my investor hat off and say, hey, from person to person, it's healthy to let go of something like this. And she didn't want to just give it to some investor who's going to make money on it. I told her, anyone who works on it anyone who takes on this project they're giving themselves a job. They're taking some risk, and they're going to better this ugly eyesore. They're going to make it livable again. It's going to be a joyful thing, and you'll walk away with a chunk of change and a monkey off your back. No longer will code enforcement be telling you you've got to take care of this and that, and no longer will you be paying admittedly low property taxes. Anyway, so this has been a process of really just trying to get this woman to agree to sell, and she was balking. Basically, something would come up, and then something would come again, and I'd call, and so their tire exploded, and this happened, and I can't have an answer until June. And that was back in April. So I sent her a card, and from my heart expressed my desire to bless her, that she would walk away happy, that everyone would benefit. I suppose that made an impression, such that my persistence in trying to reach out and call and get hold of her since then finally resulted in her picking up. And that was last Friday, like I said, at McDonald's. I just hopped into a McDonald's and decided to call her. And she picked up. So she said yes, and now she wants, it was supposed to be Tuesday, yesterday, that she was going to start looking into opening up escrow and going through a title company with that realtor that I had been put in touch with. And now she wants to wait a little bit more. So I was kind of expecting something like that to happen. I still feel like this property will be mine. I have this feeling. But patience is the key here. And I'm trying not to put all my eggs in that basket right now. Like I said, I'm still focusing on finding an out-of-state investment. I don't think I mentioned why I said out-of-state investment, but here I am wanting an in-state investment, only because it is, she said yes to my offer, so when that goes through, I will have gotten a house for $40,000, plus I pay closing costs. The realtor, he works heavily with investors, and he has a team of contractors, which I would obviously have to vet, but he estimated $25,000 to $30,000 in repairs. So let's just be conservative and say $35,000. So let's say I'm in for 45 plus 35, that's 80,000. We can resell the house for 115 to 120. So that'd be a pretty healthy profit. 20,000 plus, so $35,000 profit, maybe $40,000 profit. That's a needle in the haystack. It's very rare in that area, and only because I have a motivated seller with the personal connection who's accepting a low offer. Can a first-time flipper like me feel relatively safe pursuing this deal? And then I want to use that profit for the next deal, which will likely be an out-of-state investment. And hopefully that cash to help me leverage me into a better situation, because I can't use the leverage of a loan unless I get a full-time job. So that's where we're at. She wanted to bring her daughter into the equation, and that's why she wants to delay. So just trying to tactfully, gently, and yet firmly say, hey, I don't want to be wasting my time with this. I can't guarantee my offer is always going to be there. And how soon can we do this? You said yes. So that's where we're at right now. I know there's plenty of details that I could share or should share, but that's, again, what I'm just saying off the cuff for my first time doing this with a video. And like I said, I'm not going to do it otherwise. I'm not going to do something like this, probably, because I don't have the time to script it out or be perfectionist about it, which is my tendency. This is me defying perfectionism and saying, I'm just going to make a video. And yeah, it's already 13 minutes and 48 seconds long. So for anyone who has stuck through this long and paid attention and gotten anything out of it, I applaud you, and hopefully you did get something out of it. I anticipate that the next ones will probably be better, and we'll see how this goes.